All right. What's up, guys? I'm David.
What up? I'm Cecil.
This is LightHouse.
LightHouse.
Man, it's a good day.
Always.
Ain't it, man?
Today's a better day than man. Woo!
God's been
Talk
doing
to him.
so much, man.
Talk to him.
He's been doing so much. Look, literally like 9 months ago, I'm sitting in jail, right? I'm in the courtroom. I'm waiting on the judge to sign this paper to put me away for a year, and I'm just sitting there praying, man. That's all I could do. Sitting there praying, like, just don't let him sign it. Don't let him sign it. I'll watch this man's hand stop. And he was like, man, I don't know why. I'm just not going to sign this. Let me get out and go to treatment, bro. 11 months ago, bro, I'm staying in a run-down, I mean like roof caved-in shack.
No electricity, no
nothing, bro.
You're gonna wash your armpits in the creek down the way.
Have to maybe, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And you go to the bathroom out in the woods, you know what I'm saying? Like, around people that I could not trust, missing my family, screaming for help that I didn't think was ever going to come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then yesterday, running from the law. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
driving for all these years with no license.
Bro, running from so many charges and in all these different counties, man. And then yesterday, we get to walk into a jail as free men to get a key card made so we can have access to get into the jail to go tell people about Jesus, man.
We're not I mean, like, for real, like, we have a card that we go and get. When we walk in the door, we say, hey, we got our card right here. Then they're going to buzz us through, and then we get to walk down the hallway that they walk down to all day long, all night long. These people are like down 23 and 1. It ain't no county jail. It's a federal holding facility. Like, it's, man, bro, 11 months ago, running from the law. Bro, 10 months ago, sleeping under a bridge in Rivergate. Man, there ain't no words for that, bro.
There's not, man. God's just so good.
I'm telling you, bro. God be driving the car like this, and I'm sitting in the back seat going, where are we going?
Yeah, I don't care. I trust him completely, man. And that's what this is all about, man. We're not special. This can happen for anybody.
I didn't do none of this.
Bro, I just all I did was let go of the wheel. I'm like, God help. Like, I'm sorry, please help me. You're right, I'm wrong.
We go and carry Underwood up in here.
Man, he just took the wheel, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. So last episode, I don't know if people really saw it, man. Some people did, some people didn't. We went live and we had a lot of complications, man. And I don't know who saw what, but so we covered you know, the first episode was my childhood up until 12 when my sister died.
Yeah.
You know, second episode was from then, you know, getting into the beginning of my addictions, and I started drinking and smoking around 12, you know, and it just got worse and worse, and they wouldn't let me get my license, and I just started running the roads, selling drugs, and I became the life of the party and able to get anything. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it ended with we ended on the bad note of my mother dying and me being the cause of it. You know,
that was tough, man.
You know, I if you missed it, she always sold pills and was broke, and I gave her something that was cheaper so she could sell her pills and make her money, and it killed her. So today we're going to be talking about from about 20 to as close to now as we can get.
Sounds good.
So
sounds good,
man. Life was wild. You know, around this time, it didn't really hit me like it should have when my mom died.
How long did it take?
For it to hit me?
Yeah, because when my mom did, I had to seclude myself in a room for 30 days and not come out.
Well, I've always had this detachment issue and living in my own world, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always been like, I'll be up because I'm delusional. You know what I'm saying? I've created this own world for me to live in where it hides all my problems from me, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'll touch down and everything's terrible. So it would be something like pick up my phone, go to call my mom. I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but random things would make me touch down. And when I touched down, it was always terrible, man. And, you know, like I said, I have my daughter. And I sincerely love my daughter, man. And I promised her the world. Um, but I broke every promise that I gave her, that I made to her. And after my
But
mom
we
died,
all know that in that light, it's, you don't think about it, but it's really easy to make those situations happen. The breaking promises and stuff like that. But
so what's the word? Neurotic.
yes,
How would you define that?
I mean, you don't really think about it as much until you latch onto something, and once you latch onto that something, that you're completely 100% focused on that, everything else you just don't even think about.
It's like a very emotionally driven,
Yes.
and so like, they say love's an action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love's also a feeling that you may have strongly, but not know how to perform the action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love my daughter in all feeling with my whole heart, but not in my actions. And my actions,
That is a valid statement.
yeah, and in
100.
my actions just became more and more and more about drugs, because you're just seeking that original high and that original fun, that good feeling, Um, and I dabbled in everything, and my daughter went through so many things that she should have never seen, you know.
Right.
And I always promised her, like, mommy, daddy will never leave you. And of course, we told each other we'd never leave each other, but that's
Things
not
happen.
it's not how it went at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, looking back, it's so obvious. The life we were living was not headed anywhere good, but we didn't know that. I mean, truly, we didn't know that. It was normal for the crowd that we were around, that I grew up around. It was like, I thought that's what you did. You know what I'm saying? Some people knew the party was supposed to end and they had other things they were going to do, but I didn't have that.
No.
You know what I mean? I wasn't taught anything but that. And so, and my baby, I've started to get into meth, right?
Okay.
Um, and slowly but surely it becomes the only thing that I'm really doing. I'll still do whatever,
Right.
but all my focus and money went to meth.
Meth was one thing. Everything else was an extracurricular activity.
Yeah, I mean, there at one point I literally had uh, a tray with everything on it that you can imagine. I was getting high in every way you can,
Yeah.
but the only thing that was
Doing
that
anything.
was that meth, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And just smoking it, snorting it, whatever. And I thought that was fine. I didn't think it had any kind of hold on me at all. It was actually like taking over our county. You know what I mean? Like
I've heard of
people,
numerous counties.
bro, people are that I thought would never had, like, people who had plans in life, and I thought would never get on drugs. Were I mean, tackled by this stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
It was bad in Nashville too.
like I remember used to, you have the active thing on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can see if somebody's active. I remember back in the day they'd be active all day and then it would be dead at nighttime. You have one, maybe two people online, and then
You talking
eventually,
about like that little green dot?
yeah, and then
I thought you were talking about Pokemon.
we all discussed it in my county. It was funny at the time. We were like, everybody's up, but that was meth grabbing a hold of my whole county, bro.
At 2
Like,
o'clock in the morning and stuff.
looking back, that's sad. That's so sad.
Bro, I used to do that, but I used to drunk call people. Anybody that's watching this that I'm sorry. But like, I used to drunk call people all the time, 2 o'clock in the morning. I see those green lights, I'd call every single one of them. I'd text every single one of them.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? How you doing? I mean, yeah, I mean, it was like the complete opposite. Normally, alcohol's going to make you pass out, but no, I was up and giggity. But yeah, all right. So continue.
So yeah, meth's grabbed a hold of me. It's grabbed a hold of a lot of people.
Yeah.
But so I really can't put into words the things that I put my daughter through. Like, I really can't. I would be here all day.
Do you mind me asking how old was your daughter when all this was going on?
I mean, this is her first years of life.
First year, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
I mean,
okay.
this is from newborn to toddler. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Um, like I remember, I got in a fight one time at this house. Uh, I turned our home into a party house, a drug house, and I thought I was separating it from my daughter, but she's in the next room. You know. Um,
Hang on. Thank God that by not drinking, I have a good memory now. Uh, your daughter in the next room. You underneath the bed in the hotel.
mm-hmm. Very similar, huh? Very
I
similar.
just that
We
made
just
me.
had a little more room.
Yeah.
The cycle repeats, bro. until one lets God make the change in them.
We literally just heard this from our pastor this morning
That's what
talking
the
about
sermon
that.
was on today.
I mean, like he man.
I'll tell you one thing. It stops with me. Period. It stops with me. So yeah, man. I mean, it's the same thing, bro. It literally is the same thing. She was in the next room. We just had more room. My mom was in a hotel. I was under the sink. They're trying to keep me away from everything. I mean, it's the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
But I remember one day I got in a fight. A guy had stole some of my stuff. A friend, right? And I slammed him, and I was fighting him, right? And my daughter came in and saw me on top of him, and she was like, she got confused. She was like, they're hurting my dad. Ran in there and yes, yelled that to her mom. Like, she should have never went through that. And there's many more things. Like, and I put her mom through a lot too, man. I mean, a lot, dude. Like, um, people are gonna look at me different for saying this, but I have a time on Xanax. You ever seen a couple doing drugs? They'll nod out, they'll come back,
Oh
and then
God.
and then they'll fight
Oh.
about, oh, I'm not high.
Well, I wish I could tell you his name, but I'm at this point. No, I'm not bringing names into this. But
Yeah,
if
like
you know, you know.
you did it all. No, you did it all. No, you did it all. We're doing that, and I black out. The next thing I know, I'm hitting her, and I black out again, and then I'm standing there with a knife, and I'm like, oh my God, and I throw it down, and then I black out again, and I'm in my driveway, and I'm throwing ounces of drugs in the driveway, knowing the cops are coming. In the driveway they're about to pull into. God protected me in that situation. I mean, and then I blacked out. God protected me in that situation. They never found the drugs. They drove right over them. Never found them.
Wow.
Like, and then I black out, and then I'm in the back of the car, and I'm crying, and she's crying. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. She's like, I'm so sorry too. And I know a lot of people are looking at me different for saying that, but I have to I have to say these kind of things. Like the first parts of my testimony are like, oh, I was the victim, but I'm the villain in my story. The first chapters are the origin story of the villain. It's how the villain became,
That's that's a good analogy.
dude.
It's a really good analogy.
And I have to share these kind of things because some people think that like they've done things that are too bad for God to forgive them. I
That's a
prom I,
that's somebody else talking. That ain't God talking.
I promise you, that ain't true.
It ain't true at all.
That ain't true. I don't deserve it. I do not deserve what he's done for me, but
Nope.
he's done it.
Yep.
So the drugs really just started. I mean, they didn't start. The drugs were completely in control of my life, and eventually it made us lose my daughter. Now her mom got her back,
Yeah.
but she was done with me, and I don't blame her. She had been trying to get my attention. Like she didn't stay doing drugs the way I did. We had our fun. It turned into not fun, and then
Right.
she was trying to stop and just like, but I was running way too fast in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
She tried to stop me, but there was not, bro. You couldn't tell me nothing,
All gas, no brakes.
bro. And so she's dropped me off with our friend, and told me she was coming back. She never did. I think it was the only way she could get rid of me. You know,
Man, that's a hard way to go.
I don't think
bro.
she could say bye. I don't think that I would have let her.
Right.
But I laid there for a while waiting on her to come back, and she never did. And you know, I've got the victim mentality. I'm like, oh, I've been abandoned again.
Yeah.
You already know how my childhood was. All I wanted was a family to not be disposable.
So was that a I don't want to use that word. Is that was that the opening up a door to where you just got high more?
I started shooting up. Yep. Yeah, man. And it can completely consume me. You know, and the friend I'll go ahead and say is my son's mother. She's way more than a friend. She tried to save my life. And all I did was hurt her in every way. And we'll get into that a little more. But I started shooting up, man, and it completely consumed me. I mean, I didn't have any survival instincts or, bro, I didn't care. I just wanted my next shot. That was it. But then, like I said, I'd come down out of La La Land and touch down in reality, and I'm like, oh my God, my daughter. Like, what am I doing? But then that craving come, and I just could not escape it, man. And I was so trapped, bro. So trapped. It was the worst autopilot I have ever seen. Um, but I wanted to change, man, and it got to where I was touching down sooner and sooner and sooner until it was like every day. I'd get high, right, and then I touch back down. And be like, oh, it was just misery.
Yeah.
It got to where there was no high anymore, but I couldn't stop doing it. And I
Get
remember,
high, come down, repeat.
but I was searching myself. I was just like questioning, like, wow, what is wrong with me? I'll say this. I told you I have a song for every chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is from when I was shooting up, right? I said, someone save me. Lately, I don't even know no more. I'm stuck in places that I never thought I'd go before. The only time I catch a break is when I press record. I can't sleep. There's demons posted up in every door. This is war, and I don't remember signing up for this. I can't lie. It's hard to see me rising up from this. But if I'm dying, this isn't on my bucket list. I'm trying to get the chance to show my love is unconditional to my kid. I messed up, got addicted, and I lost my family. I understand, but this hurts, man. They can't freaking stand me. They just don't understand me. This is hard. They be thinking I ain't trying, but I am. This is overwhelming. And you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to not be in control. You don't know what it's like to worry about your soul. But I've been hurt so much the pain keeps taking over. You say you used to love me, so tell me, how'd you let me go? I just need to know. You said I changed, not the person that I was before. But if you love me, you will see the person that you used to know trapped inside me, looking through my eyes, screaming, let me go, baby, take me home. Someone save me. I don't even know no more. I'm stuck in places that I never thought I'd go before. The only time I catch a break is when I press record. I can't sleep. There's demons posted up in every door. This is war. I had faith if I could win a battle. I search for peace. The devil stays trying to keep me rattled. People lying to my face like I don't know that they're a snake, like I don't see them steady trying to feed me apples. Someone saved me lately, I don't even know no more. I mean, I'm stuck in places that I never thought I'd go before. The only time I catch a break is when I press record. I can't sleep, there's demons posted up in every door. This is war. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing everything I could to just I was just beating myself up, really. Like, what's wrong with you? And I was like watching, researching, and watching videos, and I stumbled across one that was called A Closer Look into ADHD. This is my diagnosis. I watched that video, and it was so in depth, and it just described my whole childhood, bro.
To a T.
Like, It made me understand why I got mad when someone was chewing too loud. It made me understand why I could never focus and why punishment drove me deeper into it and why it seemed like I didn't care and why I could never overcome it. And it's not a willpower thing. It's like there's neurons in your brain and they're firing, right? You go from A to B, right? Sometimes they just go out of A and they don't hit B. And it's not a willpower thing. Like you can't like just overcome it. And I spent my whole life trying to overcome it, bro. And it was the root of my pain. You know what I mean?
When did you get diagnosed?
That was my diagnosis right then and there.
Right there?
Yeah. I didn't need to go to a doctor.
Okay. That makes sense.
I've been researching. I've looked to see if I was what's the popular one everybody calls everybody? Dang. It's like self-centered. So popular to call people this now. Is the word I'm thinking of. Anyway, I looked into all these different things. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find myself, and that was the one that fit. It just jumped out at me. It was like God revealed it to me, right? And I trapped myself. I locked myself in a room. Let me back up. That video gave me hope. It gave me hope that because it didn't just tell me what was wrong with me. It told me that I just needed to try a different approach.
Gave you a definition.
At succeeding. I was failing at being normal because I wasn't that.
No. You didn't have an opportunity to.
So, but now I've got this blueprint, right, for how and someone with ADHD should function, but I'm also tied down by all this trauma.
Yeah, because you still haven't even gotten out yet. Not even close, probably.
And the way that that my life has molded my brain and my impulses and my decision making, like it's all wrong. Every bit of it's wrong.
Wow.
And but I couldn't quit shooting up, right? And I locked myself in a room for like a year, man. I mean, just shooting up and searching my brain for, tracing it all the way back to my childhood. And the root of every problem, just trying to uncover it so I could understand it and approach it correctly, right?
It's a tough year.
At the end of that year, I put the needle down.
Praise God.
Never touched it again.
Yes, sir.
And I thought that that's when I took things into my own hands, you know?
Started making your own decisions.
Right. And I was focused on overcoming and building, but all I knew how to do was sell drugs. So, yeah.
So in your mindset, how do you go from like, okay, this has been my whole life since I was born, raised in it, grew up in it, started doing it. Now I'm selling it, lost everything that I've ever had. Now I'm back. I made the big decision, huge decision to not do the needle anymore because I'm done with it. I'm tired of it, everything. But what do I do now? Like, how do I because if I'm around the drugs, do I have the willpower? Do I have the mentality to say, okay, I'm not going to do the drugs anymore, but I'll still sell?
And I'll say this, throughout this whole time, I have been toxic and terrible and mentally, verbally, physically abusive to the one person who's trying her best to save my life.
Your son's mother.
Yeah. And it's crazy because throughout this, I've fallen in love with her. And that's wild to mistreat the one you're falling in love with that way. But it's like, have you ever seen the videos where they take a cup full of dirty water, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you're pouring all the clean water into it, and it's just overflowing.
Yeah.
That's what was happening to me. I was like a volcano.
Man.
So I tried taking things into my own hands, doing things my way. I'm not going to get too much into that. It didn't work. I ran around selling drugs. I'd come up, I'd come back down, come up, I'd come back down, come up, come back down. Never could quit. doing meth, I'd quit shooting up, but I never quit actually completely. And I rationalized it to myself as like, well, I started smoking and then snorting and then shooting, so now I have to quit shooting and then smoking and then
Can
snorting.
I ask you? Can I ask you a question? Because I don't know. Because I don't know. We'll get into that part with me later on, maybe a couple of weeks from now, whatever. But I've been around people that are on fentanyl, and I've been the guy for 7 days that was in the room with them with a blanket, with a puke bucket, holding on to them while it was 45 degrees in the room. And they were sweating, like all that. Been through all that. I've heard meth is just as bad.
It's not. It's different for everybody, man. But no, like when you're talking about like safety and physical withdrawal,
Yeah.
no. But so the thing is like it's not going to kill you coming off of it, right? You might kill yourself, or someone else, lose your mind, right? Um, but you will feel sick because what it does is it while it lies to you and tells you, "Whoo, everything's great," it's stealing everything your body needs.
Wow.
It's
Nutrients, vitamins, all
eroding
that.
everything, and then you get in this imbalance,
Doesn't
right?
matter what you eat because it's killing it.
Right, and then you get this. I don't know if you've ever like had an imbalance with nutrients or anything like that, but you have to have one in order to absorb the other, and this one depends on this one. And it's dude, to get that balance back is like nearly impossible.
Wow.
And I truly only think that I'm in the shape that I am now just because God blessed me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because that is a crazy labyrinth trying to chase down what your body needs after meth, dude. It's, I mean, it really just destroys everything, all the way down to your nerves, you know.
And now also take in mind, now we're still continuing with the story. He is still yet, in any way, shape, or form, done anything but himself researching what he needs to do to get better.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't even, he hasn't broken down and had a conversation one on one with God yet. He's still just trying to figure it out on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care who you are in any way, shape, or form. In my opinion, if you just get that one smidgen of hope, then you're giving yourself a chance. And that's the first step of admitting everything.
And I'll say this, and she might get mad at me for saying this, but when I say I fell in love with her, I mean, it's everything, man. It's just her quirks, you know what I'm saying? Her smile, her laugh. She's shy, she's cute, she's sweet. I mean, adorably sweet, dude. I'll never forget. I was burning up. I was being a hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's so hot in here. She wiggled on over and blew out a candle. I was like, that is the cutest thing
That's
I've
great.
ever seen in my life.
It's the little things,
I
right?
made fun of her for it, but man, it was so adorable, dude. And it's just who she is. You know what I'm saying? In general, that I can't let go. You know what I mean? And I'm doing this for me. All right, I'm doing this for me. Otherwise, it wouldn't work.
I understand.
But
Bro, to be able to have that right there, like that, I like to say it a lot. What you had right there is a moment of clarity with you and her that you'll never forget for the rest of your life, like ever.
yeah,
Like it's just one of those things. Like that was a person that went through, saw you at your absolute lowest, and for whatever reason, whether it's your son or whether it's whatever, she still is in your life.
yeah. But it's also like she really might get mad at me for having this conversation. But listen, I don't care what anyone thinks. Like I want her. Um, and I got all the time in the world to create a new past. You know, because that's what you see somebody as is the things that they've done. I'm gonna keep doing good things until that's what I'm seen as. You
So
know,
when you go, your legacy lives longer than your addiction.
and even if I never get her back, she's the one, man. You know, and
That takes a lot to say that.
It is what it is, man.
I know.
But so I'm jumping the gun there with
I
that.
know.
So
it's all right.
we get she gets pregnant with my son, right? And very sudden. I mean, she was like 6 months pregnant when we found out.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
It's not a lot of time to try to figure everything out.
no. And right afterwards, I get locked up. And I'm in jail. I'm only in it for like 30, 45 days. But enough time to where I think, oh, I'm free from addiction again, you know? And,
Wow.
I've done all this work on myself. I've done now, what I now know are the 12 steps, 11 steps, or would it be 9? Because the point is, I did all the work, but I never called out to God and let Him do it. You know what I'm saying? The first 3 steps are basically, I can't, He can, I'm going to let Him do it. And I think I've done enough to where I can be a good dad, man. But still, all I know is to sell drugs. In my mind, and I really believe that the people who are working jobs are suckers. It'll never add up. It'll never work. And you've got to break the rules in order to make it.
Bro, why am I going to work a 40-hour week knowing? Why am I going to work a 40-hour week, not being able to do anything, not be able to talk to nobody, not be able to socialize, not be able to do nothing, and walk out with a measly $400 and something a week after taxes, and then I got to turn around and take my rent out of this, my phone bill out of this, my kids doing that, all that. But, bro, I can make $400 in 20 minutes.
Just like that. And I was good at it. But I was also good at destroying it all. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. And what you earn the wrong way, you might get it. You might get a lot of it. You might get it quick, but it's gonna go. You're gonna lose it. And now I can see the way that a job works when you're giving your 10% to God and trusting Him to do more than you can with your money.
Yep.
And more than you can with your intentions and the things you're focusing on. He can do so much more with you than what you can do with yourself.
Bro, I used to laugh at myself. Literally laugh at myself. I do it now. For all the years that I worked at Fridays, bro, they called me the $13 a day guy. It did not matter what happened. I could walk out with $300 one night bartending. I could walk out with all I needed to make was $13, and I was happy. Didn't care because that was enough money to buy a 12-pack of beer and a pack of cigarettes. That was it. Yeah. Anything else after that? Have at it. Oh, I got an extra 20? Bottle of Fireball. And that was eat, sleep, drink, repeat.
So,
man, I laugh at that now. But I acknowledge it.
So I was at my son, right?
Yeah.
I'm running around selling drugs, not doing them, but I'm selling them. Which people, places, and things, man.
Yep.
You may think you got a hold of yourself. You may think you got control of it, but if you're going on the same people, same places, and same things, it's going to get you.
You will fail.
Eventually. And what it took was my cousin died. My cousin died.
OD?
From addiction. She drank herself to death. Quickly. It can be done very quickly.
I know.
It took her 1 year. But
drink a bottle of vodka like it's water.
That was it. And I told myself, just like everyone else that I've heard, it's like, man, I'm just today. I'm gonna hit this today. I just need to take the edge off. And that was the beginning of it, man. And looking back, I'm glad that everything. It's hard to say because I'm not glad that things happened and I put my family through all these things, but like I'm glad that it's behind me. I'm glad that the problems popped up so that I could surrender. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And have this new creation made. Like I owe them for the rest of my life for the way that the beginning of my son's life went. But he never has to experience that again. He will never, ever experience that out of me again.
Generational curse broken.
Broken. Completely broken. All through Jesus Christ. I did not do it. I'm just blessed to be the one that happened to.
Yeah.
But so we sold her car. We sold her car, traded it in, right, for a new car for the baby. And we put every penny we had, right, even our rent money, towards the car. And I just got this great job, starting out like $21 an hour, and I loved the job. Like, I wish I could go back there right now. They want me back, but I can't go back into that environment.
No.
Especially with nowhere to go and no car. Like, I'm still building these things. Maybe
cannot start over where you started.
Maybe one day I can get into something like that again. I was very good at it, and I really enjoyed it. There was not a day I didn't want to be at work, but we put everything into that, right? And we had this set up. We were good. We had an apartment. I had a good job. We had a new car, and then she got in a wreck 2 days later after getting the car.
Everything you put in it.
We hadn't filled out the insurance yet.
Oh. Whoo. That's a slap in the face.
Yeah. And honestly, God slapped me in my face.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was at work, right? I was at work, and I remember thinking, like, I was about to hit a bowl, and I was like, something just told me, if you hit that, something bad's gonna happen. God gave me that chance, but He knew what I was gonna do with it.
You still hit it.
I hit it, and immediately, I mean, within 30 seconds, my phone rang. His mom, hysterical, like 9 months pregnant, hysterical, because she just got in a wreck and the new car was totaled. I flew out of there. I flew out of work, peeled out, racing past cops. I went literally. I took a 35-minute drive in 15 minutes.
There you go.
I mean, I got there quick, and it was crazy. It's like not one cop or anything pulled me over. But yeah, man. So I'm kind of getting into too much detail about that situation, but long story short, I've got no money. The rent's due, and I've got this job.
No car. Well, that car.
I'm working on the car.
Mm.
I took a come along and like a tree and like pulled the frame back out and did a terrible job. I've never done any of this stuff,
right?
And I'm tweaking.
Yeah, gotta love you,
man. Now keep in mind, trying to hide that from her family and stuff, who I'm just meeting. They know, but they're really polite. They're nice to me. They're good people. They didn't tell me they knew, but I knew they knew.
Yeah.
And I had to, like, where she was hit, it like took out where all the ground wires are. I don't know if you know anything about these new cars, but they have to be right.
Bro, I'm car illiterate.
It has to be right. And like, so I'm trying to redo all this, and I'm tweaking, and I'm trying to do it without spending any money, because I still think that I have to take the checks I get and flip them. Not use them wisely and trust God's going to work everything out.
No.
I have to flip them and hustle.
Always a hustle.
Bro. And things go wrong with that. 1 week I'd have bands in my pocket. The next week I don't even have rent. You get what I'm saying?
No rent, eating ramen.
And so the car, because of the electric stuff, it kept going into limp mode. And I'm racking up attendance points at this brand new job. They're telling me, like, dude, you're exactly what we need here, but you got to show up to work. Like, I mean, I'm going 20 miles per hour up the interstate trying to get to work. I left an hour early, so I'd be fine. But then the car goes in limp mode. The day that I got fired, I showed up an hour early. I left the house. Mind you, I'm running around trapping until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, taking a nap, and then getting up and going to work 2 hours early. At like 4 in the morning, I literally sleep like 2 hours, and then get up and drive to work and go 20 up the interstate to get there. I left 2 hours early the day that I got fired. I was there an hour early, and I fell asleep in the parking lot.
And didn't wake up.
I walked in 7 minutes late. And they were like, dude, it's been too many points. The higher ups are here. Like you're done. We can't keep doing it.
Wow.
They told me, we'll definitely take you back. Just get your life together. I tell you're going through a lot right now. So immediately following that, I'm driving home. Not that day, but in the next week. I'm driving to the house. I've been working on the car some more. A ground wire was bad. The taillights weren't on. I got pulled over. They towed the car, took me to jail. We lost the house, everything. Now, I remember, I told you all I ever wanted was to not be disposable, and I've got this abandonment thing, right? And my daughter's mom leaves me, and for a good reason,
Right.
but to me, I'm abandoned again, And then my son's mom, of course, her instincts are kicking in. Like I gotta go.
Yeah.
And so I'm abandoned again. And dude, it just did something to me, bro. Like looking back, it was the thing that I needed. But like I've had my heart broken my whole life, and I would hear people talking about their heart being broken. I would always thought just like, man, toughen up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Straighten up, little soldier.
That's part of it, bro. Tough it out.
No.
But that's because my brain was still working, which is not a good thing.
No, because you overthink everything. ADHD goes into play with that too.
It may be a good thing for some, but I know when God wants you to put your faith in Him, thinking for yourself ain't gonna work.
No,
it ain't gonna work.
No, not a chance. No, it ain't.
It ain't gonna work, bro.
It ain't about you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm fixing to do this. No, bro, you gotta let that. You let that go.
So
you're doing what God put you on a path right now. He done seen you on that path. You done seen yourself on this path. God wants you to let him in and let him go ham. You got to let him go ham. You walk that path that he leads you on, bro. Open door, open door, open door, open door. Man.
The way he works is crazy.
Man, what you said.
So this time, it didn't break my heart. It broke my brain. It broke my mind. And I searched, some people hit rock bottom and they turn and they come back up. That's their turning point. Some people spend their whole lives at rock bottom.
Never trying to find a way to get out.
Never
finding a way to get out.
Yeah, some people never try, but some people search the whole time. And those who believe that there's more for them, they believe every time they pick something up. And I'm picking up the right thing right now.
Right.
I didn't even think about what I was picking up. I was just grabbing anything as an example. This is the right thing. But anything they got their hands on, they're like, this is what's going to get me out, right?
Right. Everything but.
And it never worked.
No.
And it makes you crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. But you keep coming up with these formulas or ideas or whatever. There's something that's going to pull you out of rock bottom, but you're using the things in rock bottom to try to get you out.
You know what the greatest thing about me, I'm glad you said that, because one of the greatest things about me was I was so good at telling myself something that I really believed it.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't no way I'm going to hit rock bottom. No way. I had the same job for 20 years. I'm good. I'm a functioning alcoholic. I can handle every single thing that I needed to handle. Yeah, I might have couch flipped here and there sometimes, but I've always had a roof above my head, clothes on my back, food in my stomach. I'm good. I had nobody that had to take care of me. I was taking care of myself. Yeah, I had friends to help, but I mean, all in all, I don't need anything. There's no such thing as rock bottom.
Yeah.
Reality check.
Yeah, it's not me. It couldn't be me.
Wake up under a bridge in Rivergate. You'll realize what rock bottom is like. Have any scenario like that. If you don't think there's a rock bottom, it's coming.
There is one.
There is one.
So, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
It was the worst thing because I mean, it was like,
bro, I could breathe after I realized I hit rock bottom. I could breathe for the first time in years.
I'm talking about it breaking whatever in my brain. That was the only way I could describe it, because like I always had I could always process everything and tell you what I was gonna do and how I was gonna make it work, right?
Right.
But I just stopped. It's almost like just this feed of information, right? And it just paused one day, and something in my brain really broke. I could feel it. As crazy as that sounds, I could feel what was not working in my brain. And it just wasn't sending the signals anymore, and I just couldn't process anything. And that is the best thing that ever happened to me, because when the devil broke my brain, he broke the tool he was using to hold me down.
Praise God.
As soon as he was like, oh, I got him, he's beat, God knew I was ready to take my hand off the wheel and give it to him. It didn't happen immediately, but man, I was homeless for a while, and getting more and more and more and more toxic with my son's mom, and I don't deserve to be left behind, and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I made her life a living hell, dude. But eventually, I made the call. I went to the rehab, right? Because what else? There's nothing else for me. I don't even have anywhere to stay.
Chapter?
Huh?
Chapter?
The next chapter. And I went in there, and I was mad, bro. I was mad, and I'd been up for a couple weeks, and they were trying to get me to wake up at 6 a.m. and hear what they had to say, and I was mad about it.
Prayer circle 8:30.
Yeah, and I went to church, and I was watching all these people. I also wanted change,
Yeah,
but I still had that.
you were hesitant.
I wasn't hesitant, but I didn't get it. I didn't understand why I was watching all these people. I could tell they were smart people. They weren't just deceived and dumb. Like they weren't blind. I used to call them sheep, but sheep's a good thing now. But I used to call them sheep. People who just followed without really understanding. That's what I thought Christians were, man. And I'm watching intelligent people really have an experience, and I just didn't understand it. And I called out to God, and I asked the pastor, over at Pastor Robert over at South Pond Not Church, and I was just like, why can't I find him? It bothered me, you know. But I called out to him or whatever, but at the same time, it didn't feel genuine in my heart. Like I felt like I was forcing it for the gain, right?
Right.
And I went back to we left church, went back to the center, and I went to bed. I couldn't sleep all night. I ended up going to sleep at like 3. They wanted me up at 6, and man, I wasn't having it. I showed my butt, bro. I talked to them bad, disrespected them, told them they were going to leave me alone and let me sleep. Cliff was like, "You're going to class." I was like, "I'm going to bed, and you're going to leave me alone." I didn't say it that nice.
No. I got it.
But they were like, "Well, you can sleep in the car on the way back.
Yep.
You're out of here."
Yep.
And then they put me on a ban list, man. And I got home, to my hometown. Let's say I got home. I didn't have a home.
Right.
But I immediately got high, and then that conviction hit. Smacked me so hard. It's like, boom, like, what are you doing? Like, dude.
You just did all this to get here.
Like, this was your chance. I'd seen enough of the next chapter to know that they had something there.
Yeah.
I've seen people who were like me's lives changed.
From there.
And I saw that from there, and none of them gave themselves the credit. So, because I had no faith in what I could do. So I'm like, okay, like I got to get back up there.
Yeah, but did you trust anybody? When you found out, you saw people that did something that you didn't think that you could do, but did you at first know that the whole building was you at one time?
Yeah, well, not everybody, but I mean, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like I saw people who were like me, and who like I see the proof of their lives being transformed.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's an amazing thing to see.
but it still made no sense to me.
Yeah,
But
I know that.
I just knew that was the only place I had seen it, and I had to get back there. I've been to other treatment places, and none of them, it wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was like, bro, nothing. They don't have nothing like down there like they got here, bro. I
No,
swear they don't.
they don't. Next chapter saved my life.
Amen.
Started me on the path to change my life, or just save my life. Absolutely.
So the next month was getting high, hating it, and doing everything I could, jumping through every hoop possible, trying to get myself back into the next chapter. But I was on the ban list. I disrespected the wrong people, and showed them I didn't care that I was disrespecting them.
Yeah.
And I jumped through every hoop that I could. And it was like I said, it was about a month, right, that I was out there doing this. And I called him, right? My friend, he's not my friend. The guy asked me, he wanted me to fix his car, and we were going to run around and sell drugs. In the back of my mind, I knew something bad was going to happen.
Right.
And
Intuition.
I'm calling them, and calling the rehab again, and they're like, "Look, dude, I've done everything I can. You're not getting back in.
Yeah.
Like it's over with. Give up." And I walked like 5 miles to this guy's house, and right before I get to his house, this is crazy. It's not crazy. It's God.
Yeah.
Right before I get to his house, there's a sign on the side of the road, just like you see, like vote for whatever.
Trump. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It just says, "Don't stop praying." And I prayed. I was like, God, if you're there, just make them change their mind. That was a quarter mile from his house. I didn't even make it to his house, and they called me and was like, "Hey, we're coming to get you." And that's the beginning of all the changes that have been made in my life. I didn't find Jesus at that moment.
But you're well on
I
your
ended
way.
up having to do some jail time, and I thought that was right before I went to do some jail time. I'm really like, when I tell you, God's not worried about how you come to Him.
Just come.
Just come. When I came to Him, I was screaming at Him.
2 episodes ago, you vividly discussed that
in the podcast, screaming at the sky. He answered, man. He
Praise
answered.
God.
And right after that, I had to go to jail. You know, I did a little bit of time in there. I thought that I was getting stripped away from everything, but there was a difference. I knew that I could seek Him, read my Bible, or I could just go back to everything I already knew. And it had already failed me too many times. So that's what I did. I picked up my Bible, man. I picked up my Bible and I read, and I led a prayer group, and I attended every church service that they had in there.
Yeah.
And there's this story in second. Let's see, what is it? 2 Samuel. Yeah, I think it's 2 Samuel. But this is the first story I read that just jumped out at me.
Right.
It was God talking to me because I asked Him to, and that's all it takes. What it takes is for you to ask, and then for you to look to receiving it, be open to receiving it. Because you can ask God, "Hey, meet me here," but then you run off and go do your own thing. He showed up, but you weren't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just stayed there ready to receive, man. And I just kept looking for the things that I was praying for. And He spoke to me, man. And so in this story, we know who David is, right? Slayed Goliath, later became king, but he served Saul beforehand, right? He served Saul, and he was an army general, and he had been anointed to become king, but Saul didn't know that, right? And but David started killing more people than Saul did, right? And Saul became jealous. They started singing songs about David, saying David's killed Saul's killed thousands, but David's killed tens thousands, you know?
Talking about the same story where David would literally go up, creep behind him, and leave him like things and let him know that he was that close to dying.
That close to killing him.
Yes.
So because he got jealous of the other songs and he was worried that David was going to take his kingdom.
That's so gangster.
But he was anointed, right?
Yeah.
He was anointed to later become king, but he would have never harmed Saul.
No.
And he proved that by what you're talking about. He was hunting David, right? And
but David
David's
right behind him. Here you go, buddy. Let's let you know that
right, David
got you.
Yeah, he would be hunting him down, and he would see Saul, and he'd sneak up behind him and cut some of his robe off and show it to him, like, dude, I could have killed you. I'm not your enemy. But so in his refuge, in his exile, right, he's running from him. He finds, he stays with King Achish, you know, and he's army general for him. He's fighting battles, right? But they go to fight, actually Saul's kingdom. Right? They go to fight them. And the princes of Philistine are like, they see King Achish shows up, and David's in the back with his men, right, following up behind him. And they see David, and they're like, why is he here? Like, no. He betrayed Saul, and he's killed, like, he used to fight for Saul, and has killed a lot of our men. He's going to turn on us. You know? And King Achish is like, David's not really done anything wrong. Now, I see two things here. I see, first off, you know, okay, so they're like, he can't fight with us, and they send David back to Ziklag where they've set up camp. Now, David's like, what did I do? This is wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. Like, why am I? One, he kept him from fighting his own people.
Mm-hmm.
That's God's rejection is God's protection. And also, David goes back with his men to Ziklag. This is the part that changed my life, bro. Gave me purpose. He goes back to Ziklag, and they find it completely burned. All the women are gone, the children are gone, the possessions are gone. Everything's gone, bro. And I'm looking at my life, and that's what it looks like, man.
Everything's gone.
Everything's gone, man. It's all burned. If all evidence that you can find says it is over. But that's not what my Bible told me. My Bible said that David prayed, and God told him to go get it back. And that's my reason for what I do today.
Praise God.
Because I prayed, and he told me to go get it back. And I'm on my way.
100, bro.
I'm on my way.
100, bro.
As far as my story, I think that's as far as we're going to go today.
Yeah.
Your story will be next. As long as you still want to do that.
Oh, yeah, 100.
So, but I'll say that after that, this podcast was always going to be about what we've learned, what God's shown us, and what has changed our lives, what has occurred
to get us where we are right now.
But we had to let y'all know we've been through it, man. So you listen. Like, I didn't.
Ain't not a single one of us alone out here, bro.
Nah, man. I didn't earn no kind of change that's happened to me. I didn't do it. I couldn't. I wish I could take the credit, but I can't.
No.
Jesus Christ, man. And I hope that just someone sees how I'm not convinced of anything easily. I'm hard-headed, man.
Pastor Case said something that just made it funny. He said, we were talking about wrestling and how all the titles and stuff like that here nowadays. Back in the day when Hulk Hogan was doing it, it was like Hulk Hogan held the title for like 6 years, and then somebody else held the title for like 3 years, and now they're just giving out a title like every month. And he said, I guess they're just giving out what do they call it? But the kids get participation awards, or participation trophy. Yeah. Well, they ain't handing those out here. They ain't no participation trophy, bro. You got to earn yours, bro. I don't know where that came from.
I disagree, man, because he is just giving them out.
Oh,
Jesus is giving them out. Hey, Jesus, I didn't earn nothing, buddy. Jesus he just said I could have it. That's it.
and ran with it.
Yeah, that's it. Just like the man on the third cross, man. He was a what was he? He was a thief.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a murderer?
The one on the right. We have to. I don't want to say any false statements.
Right.
We'll go back and we'll let you know about the three crosses. Well, the three people on the
I'll go
cross.
ahead and say one of them. All he didn't do nothing to get into heaven. He never read his Bible. He didn't do anything right. All he did was say, "Jesus, don't forget me," and he was like, "You'll be with me here today in heaven, in paradise." That's it. That's it. Imagine getting to heaven. They're like, "What'd you do in the world to get here?" And he's like,
I don't know.
"I just asked.
Yeah.
I just asked Jesus. I just
Heard the door was
That's
open.
it. Jesus said I could come. That's it, man. It's that easy. And like I've learned to walk in faith now. It's the only thing that's ever worked for me. That's why I can't shut up about God, bro. I can't. I searched the whole world. It's not like people thought I never cared, but oh my God, I cared. I tried so hard in all the wrong ways. Like I was everything in me and everything in the world failed me. But walking in faith in Jesus Christ has given me a life I never thought I could have.
Say what?
And it's not even begun yet. It's just being built. But it's already so much better than anything I've experienced.
Man, what you said.
I remember looking back at every chapter of my life, just wondering why everyone was okay. Like I just see them, like they just live bright, happy lives, man. They're just good, bro. And I just didn't understand it because I was always suffering. You know what I'm saying? From day one. Man, I remember like when I lost my son, like that was the point that made me come into rehab. Was I remember I was looking at pictures on Facebook of him, like the sun shining. He's with his mom's family, and they live bright, happy lives like that.
Right.
And I look at them, and it's the sun shining. They're happy, beautiful family. They're smiling. And look at me, and like I'm dirty. I'm a gray cloud, bro.
You said cloud. That just
Like and I.
man.
I fought my whole life to get rid of that cloud, but I couldn't. And I really thought like, dude, it's either go to rehab and see what else is in store, or I'm gonna have to let my son go because I don't want to be the only bad thing in his life.
Man, that's a woo. Understood.
It's crazy, man. But God, Jesus, has allowed that cloud to go away. It's gone. I no longer crave drugs. I no longer am anxious. I'm no longer angry. I'm no longer fearful. I don't have any interest in worldly things. I don't listen to anything that's not Christian. Hey, some of this Christian rap be slapping. Y'all who know me know I got good taste in music, in rap at least. Some of this be slapping, man.
For real.
But man, it's just the side of life that I never got to experience. The one I wondered why I could never have. I got it now.
And I wish it for everybody.
Yeah, and it can be. It is for everybody, but you have to accept it, and you have to let go of the wheel and let God steer you into that promised land. You know, they say, no, we're going a lot over, but I got to say this, man. You know, God took His people out of Egypt, right? It should have been a 2-week trip.
I know the story. Yeah,
should have been a 2-week trip to get them to the promised land. That's the distance. It took them 40 years. I've already spent. It has been 18 years since I took my first mind-altering substance. 18 years. I've already spent 18 years not listening, running around, roaming around in the desert instead of just following God. I will no longer ever again in my life do that. I'm listening and I'm walking according to Jesus Christ.
Amen.
It's the way. He's the way, the truth, and the life.
100.
That's all I got today, man.
All right. Well, yeah, we went over today, but you know, when you're raw and no filter, bro, you just gotta let it out when you gotta let it out. Appreciate y'all checking in. As always, we do love everybody. Subscribe if you still want to subscribe. Please do. Tell your friends. We're gonna be posting it on wherever we need to post it at to get it out there. Other than that, good day.
Yeah. Any comments or questions or anything, please put it in the comment section. We will answer. We will discuss it.
Absolute.
But I'm David.
I'm Cecil.
This is Lighthouse. It's good stuff, man.
Good stuff.